We're back. Episode 2, vendor spotlight, Echo fly rods.
Echo.
So why Echo? I mean, Echo is the least expensive line of fly rods I sell at East Rosebud, and I love selling fucking $1,000 fly rods, and they don't have one. But the thing is that today, in the rod market, which is fucking forever, I mean, we couldn't even talk about all the rods and all the brands in the marketplace today, could we?
You want me to leave some out? There's so many.
Oh my God! And 90% of them, 80% of them, 75% of them are so-so, right? Yeah. To me, Echo is the exception, and I'll tell you why. Because number one, Echo rods was started by a gentleman by the name of Tim Rajeff. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Let me tell you who fucking Tim Rajeff is. And I'm not some one of those geeky fly fishing dudes that fucking knows the history of our sport. I'm really not. You know, I mean, I know what I need to know, but in terms of like, you know, just again knowing the comprehensive history of graphite rods and the sport of fly fishing, I kind of start in the 90s, man. You know, that's really kind of where my history in the sport started, and I've said it many times in this forum. I'm a Sage guy. I started with Sage. I'll fish with Sage, and I'll die fishing with Sage. And that's because I'm loyal, right, to a brand. So, but with Echo is literally a dial mover at East Rosebud. And the reason that Echo is a dial mover, I'm talking about sales is the dial, is because they make an unfucking believable fly rod for the money. They just do. They just do. They make, I want to start it off, I want to break down their lineup real quick, right? This is a little bit boring for people, but it's good for people to know what's available, because I get a lot of people that walk into my shop and they look at me saying, I ain't spending $500 for a fly rod. I'm like, well, you don't have to, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right? You can spend $200. First of all, and this is really not a big part of the business. It is, but it's not. It's the Echo Gecko Kids Rod. That is the greatest beginning kids fly rod ever fucking produced. Period.
And they don't, yeah.
I mean, holy shit.
That's the only one I can think of.
Well,
I know there's more out there, but
yeah.
You know.
The Echo Gecko is, I believe it's a 7'9" 4/5 weight. Comes in a kit, rod, reel, line, tube, for basically $2. And the unique thing about this rod for kids is it's got like that bottom handle. So below the actual reel is a discernible extra handle, which just allows a beginner, a kid, to concentrate on paying attention to a rod loading. It's just that simple. And it's such a good action fly rod for kids to start with. It's the right length. It's the right weight. It's the only kids fly rod I would even fucking stock. And I think Redington makes one, and I think TFO makes one. I think they both have a kids-oriented fly rod. Damn, no. God, fuck no. I mean, not only in my opinion are these rods really not that great of action, but they're just kind of a scaled down version of an adult rod, right? They're not they're not designed for a beginning kid. So the Echo Gecko, if you're wherever you're at, all 7 of you, and you need to get a rod for a child, and to me, what's a kid's fly rod? To me, it's 10 and under. You know, I think once a kid's 11 or 12, then, you know, unfortunately, it's time to get them into a 9-footer, because they're going to be fishing it before you know it, and they can probably manage it if they're coordinated and competent. But up until that point, my grandson, Jaden, who is the one person in my life I pass this gift on to. And that's really what it is. You know, I think that if you're a savvy, advanced angler, you're a lifetime angler, you have a responsibility, in my opinion, to keep this sport alive by passing it on to the right fucking person. And I'm not talking about some biatch that you're dating or you're currently married to. I'm talking about somebody that will internalize that, and somebody that will take that knowledge and that skill and that gift you pass on to them, and they're going to fucking make that a lifetime activity for them, which does what? That keeps that shit going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I like the way you put that. You know, responsibility to pass it on to someone.
Well, what the fuck? I mean, you do realize that in the entire genre of fishing in the United States, fly fishing is a fucking microscopic percentage of somebody that casts a fishing rod. I mean, our industry is tiny. I mean, those motherfuckers, they sell more power bait a year than the entire gross of the fly fishing industry.
Yeah, it's insane when you put it like that.
Oh,
yeah,
it's true.
Crazy.
I mean, we're just not that huge of a part of the sport. I mean, the overall collective sport of fishing. And the reason that I bring up the Echo Gecko first is because of that responsibility. And with my grandson Jaden, who is I took him to Columbia. He can do anything. He can fish. He can do anything. What did he start fishing with? In my front yard, an Echo Gecko. And he loved it. And so if you've got a child, if you've got a grandchild, you got a nephew, or even just the kid next door, you want to get into the sport of fly fishing, go to your local fly shop and buy a fucking Echo Gecko. You won't regret it. Right? So that's number one. The other two entry-level rods that Echo makes that really make a difference in my shop, East Rosebud, is something called a Carbon XL. You've sold some of those, motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, you don't remember?
No, I do.
Yeah, okay.
I do.
So a Carbon XL, which is a $200 fly rod from Echo, right? This is a multi-purpose. To me, it's kind of more of a dry fly rod than really, it's a lot of flex to it, so it's not some great nymph rod. But Jesus, you can get a competent, lightweight, well-built rod for $199, and that's the Carbon XL. And for all you Euro guys out there, okay, I can't believe I'm gonna bring you up, but I'm gonna. They make a Carbon XL Euro rod, a 10'3", a 10'4", $199 out the fucking door. I mean, this is not a Sage R8. Right?
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, it's not. It's not. It's not a Scott Centric. It's not a Winston Air 2. But what it is a extremely competent, well-built rod with the best fucking warranty in the entire sport. So that's the Carbon XL. They make a nymphing / streamer / big game oriented rod, freshwater, called the Ion XL. That's another rod from Echo for $199 out the door. So when I get Joe Schmo that walks in here and says, "Hey, I want to start fishing streamers. What do you think?" I'm like,
that price is for the rod and reel, right?
Nope, that's
just the rod.
Yep, these are just standalone rods. Look, you don't want a kit. You want a kit if you're beginning. And you want a kit if you're cheap.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Okay? But once you start getting into specialty anything, you need to piece together your setup.
Yeah.
You get more choices that way. You get better product that way. My point is that the three rods I've mentioned so far, which is the Carbon XL, the Carbon XL Euro, and now the Ion XL, those are rods that I personally would fish with in 2 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not domestically made, but they're still very, very competent. And again, if you walked into my shop and you're like, "Hey, I want to start fishing streamers, what should I do?" I'm like, "Get a 7-weight. A 7? How come? A 7 because it's all streamers for freshwater. It's a little big to nymph with, even though you can.
Yeah.
And it's not heavy enough if you want to bonefish or salmon steelhead with it or pike fish with it. A 7-weight to me is the perfect freshwater streamer rod weight. And a guy can walk in here, a gal can walk in here and get a competent Ion XL for 2 fucking bills out their door with a rod tube.
Yeah.
And I bring up the rod tube part because, for a while I was a pretty avid TFO dealer, Temple Fork. And Temple Fork is a lot like Echo in the sense that they're an import, they're made in the Orient, and they've really got some good rods for the money. The problem with some of the TFOs is they don't fucking come with a rod tube.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, I at the time that I carried TFO, I asked my TFO rep, I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, they just come with the little
the sock, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "Well, no. The reason that they don't offer a rod tube is because they want to put that money into the rod so that whatever they end up spending for a rod tube to put together as this complete package, they don't want to spend the money on that because they want that money to go into the quality of the fly rod. I'm like, well, okay, that's fucking great, but you do know you cannot maintain a 4-piece fucking fly rod without a rod tube, right? Right? They don't exactly stay together. They're way more susceptible. I mean, you know you need a fucking rod tube. And somehow, some way, Echo is able to do all that, boom, right?
And with a great warranty. That's the craziest
part. Oh my
These things
God,
are $200 and they have that warranty.
Brother, I'll get into the warranty here in a second. But again, the Carbon XL Euro, or the Ion XL. This is no fucking advertisement for you to buy a rod from me. It isn't that. It's just pointing out to what an incredible job that Echo/Rajeff Sports has done at fulfilling something in our fucking marketplace that's really necessary. The least expensive American-made fly rod that I sell is $5. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I love when somebody comes in here and drops $5, but shit, you don't think the fly shop dude wants that $200 rod sale? You fucking bet I do. I need to. I got divorces to pay for. Oh, I wasn't going to say that anymore, was I? That's okay. Isn't that okay?
Well, I'm not supposed to hold you to it, so
okay, true. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So that I can plug that dude or that dudette that's looking for that streamer setup with a competent, not fucking heavy as a brick, 7-weight, 9-foot fly rod, and nobody in the genre of selling rods and fly fishing can do that but Echo.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Right? So touch on a few more of their other items in their lineup. They make a ultimate entry level rod called an Echo Lift. You've bought these, right? Haven't you bought them for client rods?
Yeah, yep.
Right? Because you fucking, I mean, you want as decent of a rod for as little of fucking money as humanly possible for your clients, don't you?
Yeah, those rods are gonna get, at least on my boat. I do that because those rods are gonna break.
They're gonna fucking break.
Eventually they're gonna break. So.
I had a guest on here, Brady Hefner. It was a month or two ago, right?
Yeah,
He's a real savvy guide on the horn, fish, guides a lot. I'll never forget the time he comes into the shop and I could just see it on his fucking face. Something was wrong with him. He's like, I need some rods. And I'm like, well, okay, good. That's what I'm here for. And what happened is he had like 3 fly rods, 2 of which were Sage Foundations, $5 each. He had a fucking client, even after he told him, be careful, don't do this. They fucking shut a tailgate and smashed all 3 in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So here's Brady scrambling at the fucking boat ramp at fucking, 3 Mile, which is fucking chaos. Begging other fucking guides to let him borrow a couple rods for the day.
Yeah,
right.
That's a tough one.
Okay,
right there.
right. So I experienced that as a retail, and Brady experienced that as a guide. And these clients, they motherfuckers don't care.
They don't care.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They don't have a fucking clue. I mean, if they knew what the deal was, they'd have their own rods, right?
And even then, they don't know.
I mean, they just fucking don't care, right? I mean, this guy just basically cost this kid, easily a couple bills in warranty, let alone, Jesus, time.
Is the
oh my
issue.
God. Take him 3-4 months to get these fuckers fixed and back from Sage. And he just, this dude who's a fucking idiot broke all these fucking rods and because he wasn't paying attention to what his guy told him. And have you ever had a client that didn't pay attention to what you as the guy told him?
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
Every day.
Fuck, every day, every minute, right? So Brady comes in, he's like, hey, I need these rods. I'm like, boom, easy. What do I sell him? 3 fucking Echo Lifts. $110 retail. I mean, how fucking good could a fly rod be for $110 with a rod tube? Pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
That Chinese guy worked fucking hard on those rods.
They get the job done.
They get the job done. And this Echo Lift for the money is probably the best thing that they offer. $110. And it's not crazy heavy. It certainly has some body to it, some action to it. I mean, it's just a good fly rod for $110. And again, unlike TFO, it comes with a fucking tube, right? The other thing that Echo has done such a good job with is they have offered the consumers affordability at really some of these, nuance rods, right? And I'll touch on it. Fiberglass, right? I mean, I don't get fiberglass.
I've never fished one.
I don't get it. I think the colors are fucking pretty.
Oh, the colors are awesome.
I mean, colors are pretty. They fucking look good, but it's a noodle. And for the person that wants an ultra flex oriented fly rod, you should be fishing fiberglass. You're going to pick up some fucking weight with it, because fiberglass is heavy compared to graphite. But Jesus Lord, I mean, the Echo River Glass, which is that, 2-weight to a 5-weight, ideal fiberglass rod setup. And then, of course, the heavier rod setup, the Badass Glass by Echo. Both of these rods are under $3. And they're beautifully built. The colors are there. They come with a nice rod tube and sock. And for somebody that's looking to enjoy that fiberglass experience, why the fuck would you do anything but that?
Yeah, that's a good deal right there.
Shit, I mean, I think who makes a fiberglass rod domestically made? I think Scott does, and I think Orvis does.
And what do they set out?
$7-8. Yeah. I mean, so they're fucking expensive. Finally, the other thing that Echo does a great job with is, they got the master in their fold. You know who I'm referring to?
No, I don't.
Kelly Gallup.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's
their most expensive fly rod right now, right?
I think so. They make a bunch of stuff that I don't carry because at East Rosebud and Billings, I don't really have the two-handed market here. I just really don't. I don't have the two-handed market here. Echo in North America, I'm talking 10, 12, 15 years ago, Tim Rajeff, these fuckers started the two-handed business in the United States.
Dang.
I mean, they started it. At least they started it from a standpoint of more than one or two styles to choose from. And again, same story, affordability. And I want to make sure that people understand, not every Echo that's made is $2. They've got that $400, $500, $600, price point. And most of those tend to be in that two-handed rod. But the Streamer X, which is Kelly Gallup's endorsed streamer rod, which is a great rod, that rod, I think, is a tick under $5.
Yeah, I think it's like $475, $500 around there.
And the thing about it is that, one thing I know about Kelly, and, I'm friends with the guy, but I don't know Kelly. I've never, cruised bitches with him. That's bad. But for him to give his rod design and align himself with Echo, that says a lot about Echo right there.
Yeah, I think that's a good partnership because they've got to have sold so many rods because Kelly's name is on it.
For sure. Yeah. And I've sold a bunch of his rods because his name's on it. Here's a quick comment about Kelly. So about 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, he switched from having his proprietary bugs tied from a commercial fly tying company called Rainey's to a significant other commercial fly tying company called Montana Fly Company. I buy 2/3 of all my flies from Montana Fly Company. In the first season that his flies were now being tied by MFC and starting to come into Montana Fly's warehouse from Thailand or Cambodia, wherever they're tied, he fucking rejected most of them. I know this because of an executive at Montana Fly. He looked at these flies that were tied by Montana Fly and said,
that ain't gonna cut it.
No, you better send those. You better send those over to the fucking what the fuck do they call that place up on the hill up there? What's that fucking discount joint that ends up with a bunch of flies in it? Not Steep and Cheap, but I don't know. There's one in Cody and there's now one in Billings. It's just basically a store full of fucking B grade junk. But my point is about Kelly and his standards. He is not gonna fucking just take the money and run. It matters to him what is built, how it's built, and that the quality maintains like it should.
Yeah, that's awesome right there.
Yeah, and so that's a huge endorsement when it comes to the Streamer X and the fact that he chose Echo. Plus, and I base this on something I've seen with Kelly online. Kelly doesn't buy into the $1,000 fly rod thing. I do. I do. But he doesn't. And he has a right not to. He's the man. But he doesn't. He just doesn't think you need it. And he's come out publicly and said that. Yeah. And I don't think it's him trying to sell more Streamer X's. I don't. I think it's him being honest. And him having fished for multiple decades. And him having the experience of understanding, look, it's nice to have one. It's nice to have a $1,000 fly rod, right? But the bottom line is, you don't have to fucking have that expensive of a fly rod in order to fucking survive and to enjoy the sport. And that's why I think he paired up with Echo and created the Streamer X and offered it to his consumers at an affordable rate. So boom, that's you want a testimony to the quality of Echo, then just listen to Kelly Gallup. It's just that simple. He could have. I would assume that Kelly could have negotiated that rod design with anybody.
Yeah, he could. He could have got to deal with anyone.
That's right. He could have. He could have. I know Kelly. He could have walked into fucking Sage's corporate office and says, "Motherfucker, you're making my rod. I'm telling you, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it for this." So another big compliment to Echo. Finally and lastly, the biggest standalone compliment that I can give Echo, and I talked about this during a segment a couple weeks ago, is their fucking rod warranty. I mean, these folks at Rajeff Sports, they've got this down. They've got this down. They know how to please customers. They know how to not inconvenience customers when it comes to replacing rods. We talked about this. You're not getting a brand new built piece like some of the domestic producers do, but you're getting a competent, good enough replacement part fast.
Yeah.
And that's really what you're getting from Echo and Rajeff Sports, is you're getting great product selection, great product price, and to wrap it all up, motherfucker, you are getting an unbelievable warranty that backs their rods all the way. And I've talked about this.
Yeah.
You can order a tip for $20 from Echo, right? A tip piece is what gets broken 90% of the time, right? And you can have that in your front door in 5 fucking days after you break your rod.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, just wrap around that. You know, I mean, that's crazy. And it's good enough. You don't have to send in your broken rod. You don't have to validate what you broke. It's affordable as far as the actual replacement cost. Echo and Rajeff Sports, in my personal and professional opinion, when it comes to fly rods, these guys are absolutely one of the industry leaders.
Yeah, I mean, compared to, the other places you're paying $75 and waiting 3 months, Yeah,
I mean, is Echo a Sage? No. But some people think it is. Some people think it's as good as anything else built. And coupled with the warranty, coupled with the good service from Rajeff Sports, East Rosebud's telling you, go buy a fucking Echo fly rod. You won't be disappointed. All right? Vendor spotlight, done. Rajeff Sports and Echo fly rods. You got anything else?
No. I think that was well said.
I talked too much on this segment, didn't I?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm here.
You're here to support me. Through all my marital woes.
Yeah.
Oops. I'm not supposed to say that. All right, I did anyway. All right, well, that's it. We're out of here. Rich Ramirez at East Rosebud Studios, flanked by my man, Brandon Booty. See you next week.
Peace out.
Out.